So, um, for over 10 years now, we've had international incoming students at CMU Africa um, relocate, from various African countries, but often with limited information and no existing local networks. The relocation process is typically very segmented. Uh, Students must search, for housing through informal WhatsApp groups. You need to negotiate with landlords despite the language barrier. For those of us who do not know Kinyarwanda yet, estimating the cost of living around this place, without any benchmarks that are as can be trusted, and navigation even also, of transportation, how far do you stay from school, and can you have price estimates in terms of what you are likely to spend if you are maybe to use a motor if you end up missing a bus, you know? Uh, and given that, you're moving on a budget, and that is a general assumption for especially most students who are on a partial scholarship, where can you find a place where there are appliances at a discount? And these can be, second-hand appliances from, let's say, alumni or, people who are moving out and they want to dispose of some of the things they used to own. And also just as part of integration, once you settle down, you are new to a place, you are yet to make friends, but opportunities are there. Opportunities in terms of, events and hackathons and scholarships and internships that are rolling, but you don't know any centralized place where you can access this information. So this lack of structured and centralized, verified, trusted, and accessible information can lead to stress, time loss, financial misjudgment, poor housing and budgeting decisions. And subsequently, this can even affect your academic performance and psychological well-being. When you look at the current alternatives, when you get peer advice from some of your colleagues, and even the scattered online listings, they do not scale. They are not personalized. And quite often you'll find that they are outdated. Some of that information is not up to date. So what we are proposing here, StudentNest, we are thinking of this as Student Super App, a one-stop shop that will enable you relocate and integrate within the community quite easily. This system integrates rule-based filtering. We have geospatial analysis, and we're also adding a component of AI reasoning to recommend student housing options based on budget, be it commute distance, transport availability, what are the furnishing status of the houses, what are the opportunities that are available in the marketplace, what are some of the appliances, what are some of the furniture, and also in terms of scholarships, once you have already settled here, what are some of the funding opportunities? What are some of the events that are currently rolling? What are some of the hackathons that are out there? So this solution that we have here, this prototype, is deliberately, lightweight, and it has been deployed using dummy data, and these will just enable, rapid iteration as we keep taking in feedback before we can be able to scale to live listings and integration. So we can just, take a quick deep dive into what are some of the functionalities. And I think to begin with, as I've said, one of the solutions we are looking to offer is around housing. Yeah. And that is problem number one. And then we have, a tab for opportunities where you can either browse for opportunities, but also you could be able to sign up and post some of the opportunities that you have visibility that you think could be important for other students. And then on the marketplace, and this is, I think, my favorite place, where you're able to list items for sale if you're moving out of school and you're done, or even, buy an item that you feel, fits something that you're looking for. So additionally to that, remember, you're moving into an environment where you don't know a lot of people. There are still issues of language barrier, So to just break the ice quite early on, we also have a functionality whereby you are able to link up with a roommate. So, for example, if you're looking at a three-bedroom house, are there other people who have the same preferences as you do, that you are able to, quite easily pair with, instead of posting on several WhatsApp groups and, going through the struggle of finding someone who would want to stay with you after you have gotten a house. In addition to that, we are also looking at a RAG enabled layer that will curate um, different answers to different, would that are generate answers to different student questions that are grounded in, verified student experiences, and what we are looking to utilize is, run surveys, so that we can have, a rich data set around FAQs. Yeah. So that you settle in quite easily in terms of finding information that can help you sort out something quite easily instead of waiting for feedback. Yeah. So why, you should choose us is we have everything in one place. We are quick. And then there's also the aspect of community and belonging. So the functionalities here is, for example, if your go-to service you're looking for is housing, you just click on browse. You have a filter here that, for example, if you are deploying this to various institutions, you're able to select the school that you belong to. And that, of course, has an aspect of distance to it that will be able to filter. So having picked CMU, you are able to see all the listings displayed here. So uh, different descriptions for different preferences. You are able to set your preferences here based on some rules, whether it's your budget, whether it's distance to school or distance to the nearest bus stop. Um, so it for every listing you'll get a location where it is, what are you likely to spend on a monthly basis, what is the distance to school, distance to the nearest bus stop, and for example, in instances where you might miss, the bus, what are the likely costs that you can incur when you take a motor, for example? And the issue I've found here is when you ask someone how much will it cost between your location to CMU, they'll tell you a price in Kinyarwanda like Magana Tano. But then if you don't know what they said and you ask, or what is that in English, they'll tend to quote a higher price. But if you're aware of what it's averagely likely to cost you, then you have more or less a bargaining or other basis to bargain. In addition to that, you'll get reviews of these listings of people who have been there before. They are going to provide reviews and you're able to go through them, see if it befits what you're looking for. So to just see more details for every listing, we have an overview, a description of what the property is about, the list terms, when is it available from, what are some of the services, that are included, maybe, for example, in your rent. What are some of the services you're likely to access from Wi-Fi, water, electricity, be it laundry services, security 24/7, and also what are the ground rules? Are there any stipulated rules that you have to adhere to? We have contacts to the landlord, and then we have different reviews, from people who have stayed here. For example, this is an excellent location. It's very close to campus, and the landlord is super responsive, because believe you me, you're going to need to be very close to either your caretaker or the landlord when you're accessing these facilities. So that is the general outlook of how this would tend to look like. You can tend to apply any filters here depending on your price ranges, and then this adjusts accordingly. Be it distance to school, distance to a bus stop, and even um, the pricing aspect uh, of it as well. So I think one other functionality that we are looking at, still as part of recommendation of these listings, we want to embed an AI aspect to our rule-based recommender. Right now, what you can see here, the filters are just, basically rules. Yeah. So we want to more or less add an LLM as an explainer. So say you have added your filters and then you have remained with just two houses. Yeah. You are able to ask it, to explain which house is a good match for you. So it will highlight maybe issues like security, distance differences, and so forth. Yeah, and we also want to use it as a ranking tool, where once you have given again all the constraints and your preferences, it ranks all your preferences based on various aspects. Yeah, be it walkable distance to school, it's a quiet neighborhood, and so forth. So we are going to have a ranking system here that is going to be AI enabled. That's a functionality that we have not embedded within this yet. Then we have the marketplace. So, for example, we have someone who's moving out, and then they have this single bed frame that hasn't, depreciated so much. So you'll have all the listings of different product categories here, be it furniture, be it electronics, be it books, be it kitchenware, clothing, and so forth. Yeah. And what is their status? Are they new? Are they good? Are they fair? Based on, those filters, you're able to get something that matches what you're looking for. And in addition to this, there's also a functionality where once you've logged in, you're able to upload any product or furniture or gadget that you want to dispose. Uh, so then we can quickly look at the opportunities page, where we have our internships, various events, scholarships and whatnot. So when you click on our calendar here, it will be able to point you to what events are occurring during that day. So, for example, here we're saying, February on Friday there is a coding boot camp, and where it is. So you can click learn more, and it takes you to the page of that respective event. In addition to that, internships that are coming up. What is the company? Where is the location? What is the average compensation? If you're able to get any further details to this, we're going to add them. And even at this point, you can, just click on this and apply the respective filters. If you just want to view scholarships, for example, if you just want to view events on that day. So the same will also, apply to any scholarship opportunities that will be here, or maybe even conferences as well. So lastly, this search component, that we want to add a RAG retrieval augmented generation, a component where we have, a knowledge corpus, for example, for all the FAQs, what are some of the past student experiences, reviews, for example, cost tables and whatnot, and then store these in a vector database such that anyone can just come here and, for example, you can prompt, is it safe to live in Kwanainzira as a single female student, under a budget of, 200 US dollars. Yeah. So that is the functionality we want to have here so that you end up getting, a contextualized response. And to just improve this experience, what you're looking to do is continually run surveys to build on our knowledge base. So subsequently, what you're going to end up with are very, contextualized responses because they are based on unique student experiences on this page. So that's basically a general overview. And again, this is a prototype. It doesn't have all the functionalities, and definitely that will be our next stage if we become successful. If we do not become successful, that is still something we are going to do. So yeah, that is Student Nest in in a nutshell. Thank you.